Do you know why you feel so adrift? Like a ship without a rudder? Tossed around by any tide of opinion, any gust of external approval? You long for a safe harbor, a lighthouse, but all you find is the empty vastness of your own indecision. You blame the world, your circumstances, bad luck. You wait for something or someone to hand you a map, a direction. But the truth, the brutal truth no one dares to tell you, is that this feeling of emptiness, this existential paralysis, is self-sabotage, a daily choice you make. You beg for love, for acceptance, for a nod of approval, while you cowardly flee from the challenges that could and should forge your self-respect. You've traded the hard-won victory of your inner strength for the illusory comfort of being a pathetic victim, and you wonder why you feel hollow? This video isn't going to offer you another sugar-coated self-help pill. We're going to rip it out by the roots. We're going to reveal the radical truth that can, if you have the courage to face it, fundamentally change your trajectory. The key to unshakable inner satisfaction and a magnetic presence does not lie in the desperate search for love or validation. It lies in building an inner gravity, a core of personal power forged in devotion to a mission and in the deliberate confrontation of difficulty. And all of this stands on one fundamental principle, a decree of liberation. Nobody owes you anything. Get that through your head, and you'll start to get everything else. Let's dissect the three pillars of your self-imposed prison. The first is the tyranny of imaginary debt and the genesis of social repulsion. Deep down, you believe the world owes you something, don't you? That people owe you attention, respect, opportunities, maybe even love. This belief, this poison coursing through your veins, is the source of your weakness, your passivity. Think about it. When you treat others as your debtors, how do they react? Exactly like debtors. If they can't pay what you implicitly demand, they flee. If they do pay out of pity or convenience, they do so with resentment and then distance themselves, never to deal with the burden of your neediness again. Your quest for validation doesn't attract. It repels. It screams desperation. And here we demolish the first great myth the caft you chained. That pathetic advice to just be yourself. How can you be yourself if you don't even know who you are? If the you present to the world is a construct of fears, excuses, and the approval you so desperately beg for from others. For you, just be yourself has become the excuse to be nothing. The truth is, your inner gravity, your attractive force, only begins to form when you internalize that nobody owes you anything. You are no one's creditor. Stop demanding. Start building your own value, in silence, with your actions. Self-sufficiency isn't loneliness, it's power. And power, my friend, is magnetically attractive. If it's starting to sink in about your imaginary debt, get ready. The second pillar demands you look at what you fear most, because that's where your strength lies. We're talking about difficulty as the forge, the ignored rite of passage to self-respect. Your aversion to discomfort is almost palpable. You run from failure like the devil from the cross. Any whisper of a challenge sends you retreating into your zone of discomfort. And that's why your self-respect is a mirage. You've been conditioned to see difficulty as an enemy, an obstacle to your supposed happiness. What a convenient lie. Difficulty isn't the problem. It's the solution. It's the fire of the forge. It's the secret rite of passage to authentic manhood, to the strength of character you so admire in others but refuse to cultivate in yourself. Let's smash another myth. The idea that you need more passive self-esteem. Do you think self-esteem is bought in guru books or manifested with empty affirmations while your life is a monument to mediocrity? Not even these videos will be able to pull you out of this swamp of apathy and self-pity if you don't act. If you don't commit to your responsibilities to those you owe, your family, your work, your community, your own unrealized potential. Self-esteem is the consequence, the scar of respect you rip from yourself by doing what is hard. Tell me, what did you do today to look yourself in the mirror and not feel contempt? And what about the fallacy of happiness as the absence of pain, difficulty? Do you yearn for the happiness of an anesthetized existence, free from any pain or challenge? That's not the happiness of a man building his legacy. It's the peace of a graveyard. True satisfaction, the kind that echoes in the soul, is forged in overcoming pain, in transforming difficulty into triumph. Face it, nobody owes you an easy life. Growth requires friction. Your inner strength is only built under pressure. Every challenge you avoid is a piece of your backbone you refuse to form. Embrace the damn difficulty. That's where you'll find yourself. You've dismantled the illusion of debt and begun to see difficulty as your ally. But strength without direction is just chaos. That's why the third pillar is the lighthouse that will guide this newfound strength. We've arrived at the redemptive mission, discovering your sacred debt to the world. How long will you use others' opinions as your compass? This incessant search for approval has turned you into a leaf in the wind, directionless, living a reactive, mediocre life. The myth of love that completes you is perhaps the most insidious. Do you really believe that another soul, as lost and incomplete as your own, has the power or the obligation to fill the abyss that your lack of purpose has created? That's not seeking love. It's seeking a host for your emotional parasitism. No external love heals the absence of self-respect. And that popular advice to follow your passion sounds great on paper. Follow your passion is the mantra of dreamers who never execute. Does your passion survive the first real hardship, the first sacrifice of your precious comfort zone? Or does it reveal itself as just a pastime for when life demands nothing of you? Passion without discipline is delusion. Finally, the abuse of the term vulnerability. Is your vulnerability the courage of a warrior exposing himself in the arena, aware of the risks? Or is it the whining cry of someone using their own weaknesses as a shield and an alibi for not fighting? Stop desecrating the nobility of the former with the pathology of the latter. The world owes nothing to your self-indulgent fragility. The truth is, the only compass that doesn't lie, that won't lead you to the precipice of insignificance, is your personal mission. Your authentic passions, your non-negotiable principles, the goals that make you feel alive. And herein lies the great inversion, the final revelation. You've spent your life believing the world owed you something. But the truth is, you are the one who owes the world. You owe your unrealized potential, your untapped talents, the unique contribution that only you can offer. Your mission isn't a hobby, it's your sacred debt. Honor it, and the need for external validation will evaporate like smoke. Because remember, nobody owes you anything. But you owe yourself and the potential you carry everything. The drifting is over. The map was always with you, but you were afraid to read it. Afraid to take responsibility for the journey. Afraid to discover that the captain of your ship, the architect of your destiny, always was and always will be you. The myths have been exposed, the excuses invalidated. The path ahead is arduous, yes. It will demand courage, discipline, the willingness to face your inner demons and external difficulties. But it's the only path that leads to self-respect, inner satisfaction, and a life of purpose. A life where you're no longer a castaway but a lighthouse. In the end, it all comes down to one question. What truly commands your life? Is it your excuses, your fears, and the opinions of others? Or is it the clarity of your determination and the strength of your principles? If you've decided that sovereignty over your existence is non-negotiable, and that your path will be guided by your greater purpose, leave my mission in the comments below as your public declaration of intent, your first action, your first step away from the drift. And then subscribe to Mind Architect Lab. Join a community of individuals who have chosen mastery and purpose over victimization. Master your mental blueprint. Stay sharp.